So, Kira, I agree that they deserve 10s, yeah. Whitney's so much better than I expected. Yep. That's true. That's true for sure. What was I about to do? Oh, okay. So then after that, when Ezra, oh my God, I was screaming when Ezra and Jordan got that 10. Oh my God. Screaming my head off when they got that 10. It was so well deserved. We can just jump right to them. It was so well deserved. What a good score for them. What a good dance. The choreography just fit Jordan so well from Ezra. It was just great. Truly, like, so good. So good. And then who else? Who else do we have? We had Danielle and Pasha. Okay. How did we feel about Danielle and Pasha's dance? I need y'all's thoughts on this because I know how I felt about Danielle and Pasha's dance. Oh, I loved Elaine's dance. That's so true. Elaine's was amazing. Yep, that was great. Yeah, you know what? I do agree that Lauren was robbed. I don't think the season's a flop. But Lauren was robbed. Lauren should still be in the game for sure. I loved watching Lauren and Brandon dance. They were amazing. They were literally so good. So I can agree with you 100% on that one, that Lauren was robbed. For sure. For sure. Can we just... Don't think they deserve 9. Okay, I would agree with you. I do not think that Danielle and Pasha deserve the 9s. I think they deserved 8s. I felt that the dance... Now, mind you, an Argentinian... They did a tango. They did a... What did they... I think they did an Argentinian tango. It's a choppier dance. But I did feel it was choppy. I felt like there was no, like... I felt like the connection was missing. I don't know. I was shocked at the 9s. I thought they were going to get 8s. Truthfully, I really thought they were going to get 8s and we were going to stick it there. Hi, April. How are you? Let's talk about Robert, okay? Because Robert came into this with no dance experience and America loves him. And I got to be honest with you. I also love Robert. I do agree that I think besides John's score, I think he should have got all 9s across the board. His dance could have also been more difficult. I think with Jazz, it's interesting because the Jazz last night was very musical theater, which with Wicked, you would lend itself to that because Wicked's a musical, right? But I think that with that was the hard part, was like, is it Jazz or is it musical theater? They do intertwine a lot, but I think that Robert's dance could have had more to it, and that's why I think a 9 is very reasonable for Robert's dance. I think that Robert deserved the 9s. I think that was great. Ma, who was your favorite dance from last night? Jordan? Good. Good. Oh, hi. Hey, friend. Much love to you and respect. How you feeling? I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. Taking my ankle one day at a time. But yeah, we're feeling good. Robert is so good. I feel Whitney should get more difficult. More difficult what? Choreography? I don't think that quick step could have been any more difficult than it was. Mark made that quick step insane. Like, that was an insane quick step for her. I do have a lot of stuff. You can thank my mother for that one. Do I go to Disneyland? I do. I like to get to Disneyland at least like once a year. Alicia, just coming in, but Alex deserved a 10. So, okay, we just talked about Alex. I really loved Alex and Val's dance. I do agree that she should have got 9s. And here's my reasoning. I actually think that, so the problem with this, the issue that this week kind of brought was that jazz and musical theater are two very close genres. And I felt like both Alex's routine and Robert's were closer to like a musical theater. And I felt like both of them, Alex had a lot of lifts, but I felt like both of them could have been harder. And with Alex's, she stayed on that top stage the whole time. She didn't come down. It was amazing. I loved Alex and Vel's dance. I thought for performance sake, they were one of the best of the night in terms of like overall performance, embodying the characters. But I felt like Alex's could have also been more challenging in terms of like, I just felt like there could have been more to it. Does that make sense? Now mind you, this is just my opinion. Megan, I agree with you on Dylan. I think that Dylan is very underrated. I think that Dylan is very much improving. I think Dylan's got a shot at making the final. I think anyone with Danielle Karagoff as a partner is set. As long as you can follow what Danny's going to give you. Like, I think you're set. But I do think that Dylan has very much improved. I was impressed by his dance last night, and I understood the judges' critiques because rumba is one of the hardest ballroom dances to do. I understood it, but I want Dylan to go far. I think he's doing great. I think he really has taken all of the critiques and really used them to his favor. So I definitely think that that's important. Any opinion on the last two Buffalo Bills games? No, besides the fact that I cried and it was terrible and I hate losing. How's the school year going? Oh my God, great. Great. What about Andy, Kendra? So here's the thing. I love Andy. I love the fact that Dancing with the Stars can bring people who are dancers and elevate them, and people who have never danced before in their lives and elevate them as well. Now, let me say this. I do think that Andy's time is up. I think that there are now people who have been growing, and last night I knew that the elimination was going to be between Scott and Riley and Andy and Emma due to scoring, and I didn't really know what way it was going to go, but America loves Andy, and they could very well vote him all the way through. You know, it just could happen. Andy is a perfect embodiment of someone who has never danced and is improving. I mean, last night his timing was on. He's never had a dance that timing was on that well. The steps were harder last night. I really do applaud Andy for growing as much as he has on the show. But I do think that at this point in the show, with the pairs that are left, I think Andy could be eliminated next week. I do. You know what? I gotta be honest. Whitney's been getting a lot of hate on the show, and the whole thing is this. And I explained this during her dance. Did Whitney deserve those 10s? She sure did. She sure did. That quick step was insane. That was an insanely fast quick step. Oh my God. And she really did it like a pro. You gotta give credit where credit's due. Whitney got cast knowing Whitney's dance experience. So you can't, they cast her as a star. Whitney's just doing her thing and trying to win a competition. So, you can't hate on Whitney for having dance experience when they can do that in casting and still cast her. Whitney could get more difficulty with Robert's dances to challenge him. Oh, you mean Whitney the pro. Whitney the pro. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you that Robert's dances could be harder. I agree with you. I think their contemporary album or their contemporary dance was a really great step towards what Robert can accomplish. For sure. Agreed. Oh, hi, Sam. Sam, how are you? Jen and Jan. Okay, I'm waiting. I am waiting for Jen's breakthrough dance. I am waiting for Jen to break through. I think last night was a really good starting point for her. I think she started to break through and started that process. I want a dance though that just I want to dance for her that just breaks her out of her shell and is I am Jen. This is my dance. And I haven't seen that yet from Jen. And I want to, she's getting better every week technically, and her timing's getting better, and technicality of dancing, she's getting better. But I want that moment for her where I'm wow, that's Jen. You know what I mean? I'm waiting on that moment with her. Can I explain how much weight a vote holds? I mean, so the judge, correct me if I'm wrong, if I'm mistaken on this. So the judges, isn't the judges' votes half and the viewer votes are half? Isn't it half and half split down the middle? The judges, you take into consideration the judges' scores and the fan votes and it's 50-50? I think that's how it works, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah? Okay. So, here's the thing. When you're getting 50 million votes in for people, and each person can cast 10 votes per couple per voting method. I've heard Julian Huff say that too many times. I think it's huge. I think it's like, it's really huge to like have your vote be heard. But I mean, they definitely matter. It's half the battle, you know? We've seen people who were not even near the bottom of the leaderboard go home because they don't have the fan votes. So, I mean, both are equally as important is the answer to that question. For sure. For sure. I'm still shocked with Riley and Scott. Me too. Me too. Oh my God, for sure. I'm so shocked. It's like, I loved the pair of them. I've loved Scott so much from Pentatonics. I've been a huge fan. I think him and Riley are a great duo. But no, I was super sad to see them go. I wanted Scott to have the opportunity to really showcase Scott and showcase what that meant. So it's sad. It's sad for sure. Not my prerogative for that. I feel like every 1,000 votes is a point. No, I think they just count. I think the votes count as individual votes, and I think it just matters how many thousands upon thousands of votes each couple has. I don't think they like compartmentalize it like that. I feel like it's just the amount of votes is the amount of votes. I mean, the reason why I'm saying that though is because they don't have enough time. The votes only open when the live show opens. Are they doing 6-7? 6-7. Yes, Taylor, we are talking Dancing with the Stars. Yes. No, I'm obsessed. I love this season. It's been, do they do 6? What do we mean, do they do 6-7? Yeah, I really liked Kim Johnson as a judge. I thought she gave really good feedback, and I think Cheryl Burke is going to do the same thing on next week's episode. I think she's going to give really, really good feedback. Yeah, I'm also mad that Riley went home. Me too. But no, Taylor, we were talking about the fact so obviously there were two couples that got 10s last night. So we're Whitney and Mark and Jordan and Ezra. And I believe both of them deserve those 10s. I'm hosting a pageant this week and Pasha's judging. What? Oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God. Love that. Look at you. Oh my God, wait, I love that for you. Yay. That's a really small world, though, actually. That's such a small world. I wonder if Danielle is in town, too. Not Karagoff, but Fischel, because of their practicing time. Okay, Brandy, So, Brandy, let me say this. I agree on one of your 2 points. I agree that Alex did not deserve an 8. Alex deserved all 9s. Robert deserved only 9s. And my whole thing with Robert's routine is I felt Robert's routine could have been more difficult. I felt like they played it safe in some regards because jazz in this realm, right? When you have jazz and musical theater so closely together, when you're doing jazz in a Wicked theme night, right? It's so hard to differentiate jazz from musical theater. And I felt like Alex and Robert's dances were more musical theater than they were jazz. Not like I loved Alex and Val's routine and I loved Robert and Whitney's. I felt like they were both easy for the stars. Easier than it could have been. Hot take. I don't think men should ever win Dancing with the Stars. I mean, I gotta be honest with you. There's a ton of women on this season, Taylor, who I think are gonna take it. I think I could see a finale with Jordan, Whitney, Alex, and I think all 3 of those 3 are going to be in the finale. This 4th spot for me is up for grabs right now. And I have a feeling that with the voting, it's going to be Robert. But I really think, I mean, if that's my final 4, that's a pretty dynamic final 4. I don't see a way that Robert Irwin does not make it into the final 4. That man is so popular by America, and I think everybody loves him. Yeah, no, Taylor, Robert is loved by a lot of America. I could see that being the finale and it being between it's tough. It's tough. I could see it going between Robert and Whitney. I want it to be Jordan Childs. Let me be very fair. My winner pick is Jordan Childs and Ezra. Okay? I'm a gymnastics girl through and through. I'm coming to the conclusion that you watch a lot of TV. Logan, I am injured, my friend. So I can do nothing but sit and watch TV right now. Okay, who do I want to win and who do I think will win? Okay, who do I want to win? Jordan and Ezra. Who I think will win? I'm really hoping it's Jordan and Ezra. But who do I think will win? Right now, it's a toss-up for me between Robert and Whitney. Robert and Whitney and Mark. Brandy, here's what I will say. Last week, Whitney and Mark got overscored 1,000%. She messed up and Carrie Ann gave her a 9. And I looked at the TV and I went, huh? Didn't make sense to me at all. This week, she earned every 10 she got. That quick step was insanity. The speed, the steps, the precision, Whitney earned every single 10 she got. Last week, I agree with you 100%. Visibly, the timing was off. Somehow they still got 8s and 9s. I don't understand it. They should have been dropped even more for having that big of a mess up in the middle of the dance. This week, though, Whitney earned it. I have to give it to her. She earned it. It was a great quick step. It was a great quick step. It would be so sweet to see Ezra and Jordan win. Yes, it would be. Yes, it would be. I would love that. Oh my God. If Jordan and Ezra win, I will sob. I have always been, hi, Sandy. I don't think Whitney's can I be honest with you? A lot of people right now are hating on the fact that Whitney can dance. And no one should be hating on the fact that Whitney can dance. Whitney was cast by casting producers knowing that she was a dancer. She is not the first person to be cast on the show as a dancer, and she's not going to be the last person. But for some reason, the hate towards Whitney is all the way up here. And I'm like, you're hating on her because she's good. That's it. That's it. And she's not perfect every night, but see, Taylor, here's the thing. I don't know her in real life. I've never followed Whitney in terms of her real life or her journey or anything. No, Taylor, here's the thing. I want Jordan Childs and Ezra Sosa to win the season. That would be a fun win. It'd be the best feeling. No, you know what? We talked about this too. With Scott leaving, I knew it was going to be between Scott and Riley leaving and Scott and Riley and Andy and Emma. I knew it was going to be between the two of them just due to scores. Scott and Riley, their timing was off. It was choppy in parts. The second half of the dance was way better than the first half. I wish the whole dance looked like the second half because I've been rooting for Scott the whole season. I voted for Scott every single week. So it's crazy. I wanted them to stay, but I had a feeling it could go either way. How many more weeks do I think Andy has? This one coming up. I think that, I think at this point, can I tell you though, I'll be honest. I think Andy has at the most 2 weeks, and I'm gonna explain why. I think 2 weeks. I think next week, Jen and Jan are in trouble next week. I do. I was talking about Jen. I want to see this breakthrough moment from Jen, and I feel like I haven't been able to connect to Jen as much. And I feel like the audience has really been able to connect to Andy. So I feel like Jen and Jan are in trouble next week. I could also see a world where Danielle and Pasha are in trouble for next week. I could see a world where the final three are Jen and Jan, Danielle and Pasha, and Andy and Emma. I could see Andy staying for a little bit. I can. Unless they throw a double elimination at us. But what are my thoughts on Elaine? Elaine is magnificent. Protect Elaine at all costs. If she makes a finale and wins the show, I am satisfied with Dancing with the Stars season 34. I'm going to say it out loud. I love Elaine. I think Elaine is incredible. I think her dance quality is so amazing. If you just watch her technical aspects, love her. No, I'd be fine if Elaine won. I don't know if she has the votes to get to finale. I don't know what her fan vote right now is looking like, but I would love to see her in it. I would. I vote for Elaine every week. I think Elaine is so talented. I would love to see her do it, for sure. I wish Dancing with the Stars was a show. Elaine or Danielle could win over younger. Can I tell you, Taylor? I'm really hoping that Elaine. I think Elaine is a couple steps ahead of Danielle in terms of just where they're going to land on the show right now. I hope that Elaine makes it to the final to prove exactly what you just said. I want Elaine because Elaine has had so much growth this season. She's also battling so many injuries. I'm like, I want that. What about Whitney or Alex? I already said that I think Whitney and Alex are going to be in the finals. One or both of them will be in it. I think Alex is going to definitely be in the finals. I've really enjoyed Alex's growth. I wish her dance last night was harder for her in terms of jazz. Are you allowed to go on TikTok in the Big Brother house? No, not at all. You cannot go on TikTok in the Big Brother house. You have no phone. What are your thoughts on Robert winning? I think it's high. I think Robert has a lot of America's vote. And I think that, Taylor, I think America's loved by Robert. America loves Robert. Robert is loved by America. I didn't know how to say that. But I think Robert's got a great shot. I would like to see Robert do harder choreography for Whitney. I think his contemporary was his hardest dance. And last night's dance for me was great on performance, but low on difficulty for him. I just felt like they played it more safe for a jazz night. And I feel like they could have made it way more difficult for him in terms of like technically difficult. Taylor's in the chat. You were the only. Yes. Speaking of BB Unlocked, Taylor Hale, Miss Queen, absolutely killed it on BB Unlocked. If you have not seen the BB Unlocked episodes, I'm going to encourage you to go back just to watch Taylor Hale slay. That's all I'm going to tell you. Like, if you want to see Taylor be incredible, go watch it. Because it's great. We didn't miss an episode. I loved every second of it. I was like, that's my friend. She was amazing. So go watch it if you haven't. It's phenomenal. Always, Taylor, I love you. Always. Well, no, Nicole, I will say, it was, so the difficulty in the choreography that I'm speaking of was, so it was a jazz number, and because this was Wicked Night, right, there's a difference between jazz dancing and musical theater. And I felt like their dance, along with Alex and Val's, fell way more in a musical theater category, as it should have. It's Wicked. It makes sense. But what I felt could have been more difficult, I just felt like the group sections could have been more difficult for him. Robert did make everything look easy, but that could have been a harder jazz routine for Robert to do. There was definitely moves that could have been upgraded, moves that could have been elevated for him. Finalists are obvious since the beginning. Alex, Robert, Whitney, Jordan. Here's my thing. Can I tell you, I would really be okay with, I mean, lock in Jordan because Jordan's my absolute fave. I'd be okay with any of the four of those, add Elaine to the list, and I'm cool. Oh my God, I miss reindeer games. When I tell you I was so enthused by reindeer games, that'd be so great. God, I loved reindeer games. It was so good. Lil Wayne or Drake? Honestly, Rye, I don't listen to either. I can't really give you an opinion. I don't really listen to either. I'm a pop girly through and through and a musical theater girly through and through. So I unfortunately cannot give you an opinion on that. I apologize. What do I think about Carrie Ann as a judge? I'm confused. That's my analysis on Carrie Ann. I don't know. Like, last week, I was, like, so confused because Carrie Ann gave Whitney a 9 after messing up her dance. And I looked at Carrie Ann and I was like, excuse me, she messed up. Like, you don't award mess-ups to anybody else, and a 9, giving a 9 for a mess-up is crazy. I I just think some of her comments are like backhanded and they have like ulterior motives. I don't know. I don't get it. Like I felt like last night, was there any score? I guess inconsistent is the best word, but I think last night she was more consistent for me. I don't think there was any score last night that I was like, why are we giving this to them? I mean, she was pretty much on par with the rest of the judges last night. Derek was the judge that was the hardest last night, but overall, like her commentary sometimes doesn't make sense to me. Like saying that Whitney and Mark's dance was unhinged in all the best ways. I was like, why? Unhinged was the wrong word. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just didn't make any sense to me that was the word choice that we were going with. Well, Taylor, here's the thing. I think her critiques, like, I actually have to classify them in two different categories. Because as a dancer, I look at her critiques and I'm like, that makes sense. But then her comments, like, she comments first and then critiques second is how she always does it. Her comments are where I'm like, what's going on? And her critiques, I'm like, no, that makes sense. So I have to separate them with Carrie Ann because I can't put them together. Like, you know, does that make sense? I don't know. Like, I can't, it's like two separate things for me with Carrie Ann. When she said to Alex it was not her hardest dance, but it was her best, I was like, well, here's the thing. That wasn't her hardest dance. I actually agreed with that comment. Her hardest dance was Maleficent. Her hardest dance was Maleficent by far. I agree with that comment 100%. I think Maleficent was the dance for me with Alex and Belle that I thought was extremely underscored because that dance was beautiful and stunning and I didn't see one thing wrong with that dance. So that's the one for me with Alex and Belle that I was like, where's the 9? I think they got all 8s on that dance and I was like, whoa, that's weird. Hi, Josh. How are you? Oh my God, Taylor, yes. But no, so here's the thing. I really enjoy in terms of like critiques, I really like how Derek critiques to me. I like how Derek, like he does it in such a sly way. He's like one little note. But I feel like the difference between Derek and Carrie Ann to me is that Derek's comments match the critique. Carrie Ann's comments sometimes do not match her critique. Both critiques are correct. I don't like they wouldn't say the critique unless it was there or unless they didn't see it. Like judging is all subjective, right? You can't like, you know what I mean? Judging is subjective, but that's the hard part on it. Thoughts on Elaine? Oh my God, Sarah, love Elaine. I agreed with the 9s. I agree with the 9s because I loved Elaine's dance. Defying Gravity had such an expectation on it. I did find it odd, though, that Elaine was in an elevator contraption for 20 seconds of that dance, just going up. So, like, she was being Alphabet, and I get it, but that was 20 seconds that they could have danced. That was my only drawback off of Elaine's dance. I was like, I would have loved to see that ending be so dramatic. Like, it could have been like such dramatic choreography, but it was Ellen on the ground and Elaine in the elevator contraption. I love Elaine though. I think she deserved every single 9 she got. It was an amazing dance. I love Elaine. I want Elaine to be in the finals. I voted for Elaine every week. Kayla, I'm so confused as to how Robert didn't receive a single 10. I agree that he shouldn't have received a single 10. His routine, it technically wasn't difficult enough. He's done harder routines. I felt that Robert and Whitney's performance was great, but I felt like he and Whitney, like the choreography could have been more difficult that he was given. He made what he was given look really easy. I feel like Robert can be challenged more, and I missed the difficulty in the jazz that I knew he could have. I knew that he could have had, right? Alex was really overscored. She should have got all 9s. No, Liam, I actually have to disagree with you on that. Alex deserved the 9s, and John, I felt like John was kind of the oddball on that one because John was the only one that gave her an 8. Mark and Whitney had a technically perfect quick step, and that's why they got 10s. Leah, I agree with you 100%. That quick step was absolutely insane. That's why they got 10s. Yeah, the 10s given Leah were deserved. Both to Whitney and to Jordan. Jordan having the rumba, which is one of the hardest numbers ever. Getting that 10, I mean, Jordan deserved it, so did Whitney. And you got to give credit where credit's due on scoring. So, Taylor, thoughts on Danielle straight nines? I thought she deserved 8s. I thought that dance was lacking the emotional connection, and I thought that tangos are choppier dances anyways, and they were doing a lot of leg work, so I took that into consideration. I'm also no ballroom expert, so take my word with what you will. But I thought that it was a choppier number for them, and I felt like the emotional connection wasn't there, so I would have given it 8s. My personal opinion, I did not think it was a 9. I did not think that Danielle and Pasha's dance was on the same level as Alex and Val's. I agree with you on everything where you would dance a Brandy Chance. Leah, I'm a professional dancer now. So I'm a professional dancer and I also teach dance myself. So yeah, it's great. Yeah, the entire routine just felt very tense, and tangos normally do. Tangos are very intense numbers, but like more tense than it needed to. I felt like because the steps were the focus, they couldn't focus. Do I think Scott was underscored? Shelly, no. No, I don't think Scott was underscored. I think that there were some pretty big mistakes in that routine, and I think 7s were exactly where they needed to land. I do. I love Scott, and I love Scott and Riley, but I felt like that was where they needed to land for the mistakes that were made. We have to take into account the style of dance. And I agree with you 100%. Argentinian tango, one of the hardest styles of dance. I do agree with you 1,000%. I think, though, on the other side of it to Jordan and Ezra's tango, which was less choppy, more fluid, and they got all 8s. And Danielle and Pasha were given all 9s. You have to 1,000% take the style into account, which is why I like Jordan and Ezra. I was shocked that they got the 10 last night because the rumba is arguably the hardest ballroom dance style. And it is the hardest one. It's one of the hardest styles technically to do. 1,000% I agree with you. Do you think that started out the season by overscoring? Yes, I did. It was crazy to me because the crazy part about the scoring of the season was like they started out the season, if you can remember, Jordan and Ezra got a 5 their whole first weekend. They got a 5 from every judge, a 5. And then by the end of the night, somebody got an 8 from them. And I was like, I don't know what we're scoring because nobody first week should be getting an 8 at all. So yes, I agree with you with that. For some couples, they did overscore at the beginning. Alex and Robert both getting the modern styles, and can I tell you, Liam, I actually think it's very interesting you mentioned that about the jazz and the contemporary back-to-back, because I actually I was just talking to Mom about that, and I was like, it's going to be very interesting seeing Alex and Robert both in frame after not seeing them in frame for 2 weeks. That's going to be interesting. And also, let it be known, Jordan has not used either of her modern dances. She has not used modern, and she has not used jazz, or she's not used contemporary, and she has not used jazz yet. So I can't wait to see either one of them, for sure. If I could reassign any of the remaining couples, who would I pair with who? Can I tell you, I'd pair Jen with Mark. I would pair Jen with Mark for 1 week. I would pair Jen with Mark and Robert with Danielle Karagoff. I'd switch those up. Mark, because I want both partners to challenge the absolute love out of the partners. Mark with Jen would be fire. I just think Mark would pull something out of Jen, like that breakthrough that I was talking about. And I think Danielle with Robert would be insane. I think Danielle Karagoff with Robert Irwin, tell me that would not be a fire partnership. Can I tell you though, I'm starting to I love Jan's choreography for last night. I just think that I'm just waiting for the moment when Jen just lets it go and she just lets us see her as the dancer. And she does have timing. She has great moves, you know? She just be up in the air waiting for her feet to touch the ground. But I really think Jan's a great choreographer. I just think that together, like, I need a number where they, like, last night was a good step in the right direction. I think that they're really taking the judges' critiques, but I just want that breakthrough moment from Jen where Jen's like, I am Jen, and I'm waiting for it. Like, I want that so badly for her. But yeah, so I can't wait. It's going to be great. Next week is Halloween night, which always means spooky, scary skeletons or something. Taylor, when she asked Jan, am I a bad dancer? My heart broke. But, like, that's what I'm talking about, though. It's like, I don't think that Jen has the full confidence in herself right now. Like, I think that that's part of the battle is, like, Jen's battling her own confidence, and I want her to feel like she can do this. Like, if I could just be in that room with her, I'd be like, Jen, you can do this. Like, go out there and just show it. Like, don't hold back. Let it all go and do it. Like, but, I mean, that's real, though. That's real emotion, and I like that we're getting that from Jen. I want to see that. I want her to bring that emotion on the floor and let it go. Like, that's it. Who do I think is going to win this season? I want it to be Jordan and Ezra. I'm a huge USA Gymnastics fan. I have followed Jordan throughout her entire career, in her elite career and with UCLA, both of her Olympic journeys. I just think Jordan is amazing. She is that girl. And I just really want her to succeed so heavily in this show. Who do I think, though, is going to win? I think that Robert Irwin has a great chance of winning. I think that he is the fan base. Yeah, I don't know anything about that. Oh, hello. Who do I think is going to win the Amazing Race? Well, as Taylor is currently on this chat, I hope it's her and Kyland. I'm rooting right now for the Abden brothers, Chada and Simone, and Taylor and Kyland, obviously, are my like top three. I also think that Jag and Jazz are running a really good race. So I think just from what I've seen, they could also take it. Not quick, Taylor, leave. Taylor, did we spoil you? Maybe? If you did, it's going to hit me right when I get off this call. If you did, it's going to really hit me. Right now, it's not coming to me. If you did spoil me, it's going to hit me right when we get off this call. I have not seen anything on the internet. I haven't seen one spoiler on the internet for this season. But no, while I've been answering this question, and I have been spoiled. No, I do know the answer. I totally forgot that I was spoiled. I forgot that whole conversation. I've been spoiled. I can't answer that question because I know who wins. I know who wins. But in terms of teams I'm rooting for is obviously, but I'm biased, Taylor and Kyland and Chada and Simone. Because BB23 and BB24 all the way. So add Joseph to that list too. No Taylor. Am I spoiled leg by leg? No, Taylor, I'm not. I don't know who goes home leg by leg. I know who is in the final. Let me think about this. I know final 5, I know final 3, and I know the order of 1, 2, and 3. But I will keep my laps. Yeah. I don't know the order, though. I know no order. We're all watching it. We watch it every single Wednesday night, and we scream at the TV. We're like, ah! No, it was great. When you were doing the hockey challenge, Taylor, oh my God, you should have heard my dad when you hit the goal. Holy crap. It was like he won the Super Bowl. How's my foot feeling? It's feeling good. It's feeling better. We're taking it day by day. It hurts intermittently, but we're just taking it day by day. That's all I can do with this foot. This foot's annoying is what it is, but it's fine. Oh, you have the sweatshirt? It's very comfortable. It's very, very comfortable. But no, Taylor, honestly, whenever you and Kylan hit a roadblock or whenever you guys do something, we all scream and cheer. We all get popcorn. No, we watching it like it's a movie theater. It's great. Oh, see you next week. Or whenever I go live. When's the next Disney trivia? Oh, we should do it. Oh, we have to do it. I haven't done one in so long. We should do one. I also just posted a video today, and it's all about kindergarten and like songs that we sing every single day. It's quite funny if you want to go watch it. I'm in a green dress, and then I won't spoil the rest of it for you because it was super fun to film and super fun to edit. And my boot also makes a special appearance. So, oh, musical trivia. So we've done Disney trivia in here for a really long time. We've done Disney trivia. We've done Big Brother trivia. Musical trivia would be fun. I injured my forearm a month ago. Oh no, are you okay? That's not good. Okay, fam. So I am going to head off with a live. Oh, I think things really kick up for everyone to say, oh, I can't wait. I better get my grad school homework done quickly then. I can't wait. That's so exciting. Oh my God, yay. I am going to head off for now, fam. I am going to start my grad school homework because it is due in 6 hours. So I'm going to start that. Probably should have been doing that before tonight, but it's okay. We're going to get it done. We're going to submit our homework. Teaching's going great, by the way. It is a wonderful year. I love my students. They're wonderful. But I love you all. Have an amazing day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, fam. Love you all. You're amazing. Bye.